Mr. Chair, I move that we exit the executive session.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion on
Mr. Chair, on case 201-00246, I would move to grant the request as presented and say Merry Christmas.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to the top of the agenda, and we have Board of Commissioners invoices, Commissioners reports, and credit applications. All we have is invoices.
No questions or anything?
There was a couple. We have one bill from the coroner that was back in the 9th September for a motel in Boise, so it was last year's budget, and he just turned it in now, so that was my only real question. And then it was a little spendy, but
Yeah, wow. Is that for a conference or something?
well,
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and that brings us right up to you, Cindy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Shanda Crystal, Chief Procurement Officer. I have 5 items before the board today. The first one is a potential signature on a contract with Legacy Fire Protection. As you'll recall, we went out to bid for the services for the exhibit hall fire suppression. They were reviewed and awarded the contract, and I would recommend that the board sign a contract with Legacy Fire Protection in the amount of $62,775.
Questions?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract with Legacy Fire Protection as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item I have before the board is the potential signature on a contract with Superior Asphalt. This one I wanted to give just a little more background as the project was approved last week. We had in the original solicitation when we went out for bid a section that allowed us to approve additional square footage for repairs as budget allows within the next 180 days upon award. The award was made on October the 15th. So we are within that window. That's what allows us to not go back out to bid for these services again, but we're just adding additional square footage. That being said, I would recommend that the board sign the contract with Superior Asphalt for Phase 2 of the Detention Center asphalt repair request for proposal in the amount of $172,737.50.
Any questions? And last week we talked about ARPA monies and what we had left over and stuff. And these are some of the projects that we picked up with some of the overages that we had so that we could finish off some of the projects that we started.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract with Superior Asphalt as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 The next item I have before the board is a potential signature on, there are 2 different contracts, both with M2 Automation. The first one I would like to discuss is in regards to metal detectors. As Commissioner Moser mentioned, this project was one that was discussed last week, and we were able to piggyback off a publicly billed contract with Cambridge School District for these services with M2, and I would recommend the board sign the contract with M2 Automations for metal detectors in the amount of $81,927.93.
Questions?
Who's, since Captain Ballard's left, who's kind of in charge of this?
That's Captain Ames.
Captain
He's
Ames
been
is.
put in charge.
And it's gone down to Sergeant Swaggart now that's going to be working with our, I met with
With our court marshals?
the courthouse security last week, and he was down there and another officer that they've kind of split up since she left. But They're kind of splitting some of that stuff up, but Captain Ames is the overall person.
Okay, I was initially concerned that this was not an appropriate amount or not an appropriate system for what we were looking for. And I met with Adam and he assured me that this was the right buy. So I'm more than happy with this contract and where we're at. So, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the contract with M2 Automation as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next item I have before the board is a potential signature on a contract. Oh, sorry, the second one with M2. I was getting ahead of myself. The second contract I have before the board with M2 Automations is for the intercom upgrade system. This one, as you'll recall, has gone back and forth in a couple different directions. Now that the sheriff has found a path that they believe will be able to upgrade what we currently have, I would recommend the board sign the contract with M2 Automations for the detention center intercom upgrade. We were able to piggyback a publicly held contract with Cambridge School District as well for this one. And, excuse me, I would recommend that the board sign the contract with M2 Automations for $642,891.63.
Any questions?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the M2 Automation contract for the intercoms as presented.
Have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next item I have before the board is the potential signature on a contract amendment with Headwaters. This one, as we discussed with Christine last week, in able to obligate those funds, we would need a signed contract for those dollar amounts. So we put a contingency amount of $245,000 and sent it over to Headwaters for review. They are still under the same understanding as we are that we want this done as prudently as possible, and these funds will only be available upon an approved signed contract change order. All of those will come before the board for review and approval before those funds are authorized, but this does obligate those funds from the ARPA and so meets Christie's requirements. I would recommend that the board sign the contract amendment one with Headwaters Construction Company in the amount of $245,000.
Questions?
Nope, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the contract with Headwaters Construction Company as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the last item I have before the board is a contract with Rocky Mountain Power.
Oh, excuse me, Shanda, I did not, yeah. Oh, okay, I was thinking we had an amendment, but nope, never mind, you're fine.
Okay. The last contract I have before the board is one with Rocky Mountain Power. This is to pull the electricity to the exhibit hall. It is a little more than we anticipated when Dan Kendall came and talked to the board in the beginning because we need to replace a power pole, and we also need to add a transformer after they got in and looked at the project and discussed our power needs. I would recommend that the board sign the contract with Rocky Mountain Power in the amount of $18,075.
Questions?
Nope, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the contract with Rocky Mountain Power as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I do believe that this will obligate all of our ARPA funding. I will email Christy. I know she's out of the office, but she is waiting to hear if I was able to get all the signed contracts back. So we do believe that this obligates all of those funds. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fireworks, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right. Next, we have resolution number 2024-78, authorization to exchange or trade county asset property. This, and then that is a Caterpillar and a Caterpillar and a Caterpillar for a backhoe and a wheeled loader and a motor grader.
Sounds like some horse trading going on.
Okay, and then the next one is resolution 2024-79. And that's the authorization to dispose of surplus property. It's the one we talked about, the vehicles out of the sheriff's office. That was approved.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve resolution 2024-78 and 79 as presented.
Have a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the next we have minutes from December 12th and 17th.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we.
I have a comment on the minutes from December 12. And on item 6 on that one, the December 12 minutes, where it talks about my abstention. I just want to say Crowder abstained from voting and not add anything further, because what I meant to say, and I don't know if I conveyed it properly, is that I'm in support of returning the funds, but I'm abstaining from the agreement because of the times that it refers to when I wasn't a commissioner. So I just want to modify it to say Crowder abstained from voting.
Instead of but supporting.
We could say supportive of returning the funds, but I think it's cleaner just to say Crowder abstained from voting.
Okay.
I'm okay with
You okay
that.
with that, Nancy?
All right, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the minutes as presented and amended.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.